first video of the year, and to start it by Honkytonkin. I have a pretty healthy stack of classic country finds here that cropped up in November and December of 2013, and I've just gotten to over the last week or so. So it's been a countrified hoedown around here. In the background, one of the albums that was on my 2013 top 10 list and I still think needs to be in everyone's collection, Sir Gil Simpson's High Top Mountain. This is just a real deal. This is about as good as country music can get in 2013, 2014, and far removed from the stuff that's just all over cat country. This is authentic, real deal stuff. You know, first of all, I don't normally kind of throw stuff up that, you know, say, hey, this was terrible or I didn't like it. And I gave some thought to this, and I think the reason is because I normally stay with rock and metal. And to that degree, I'm pretty familiar with the stuff I'm picking up, and, you know, a misstep is kind of rare, but still a student of country music and still exploring, you know, means I'm still going to make some missteps, and there's definitely some of that stuff in this pile. Here they are. If there's something in here that you really dig or you really want or you want to trade, shoot me a PM, drop me a comment. If there's something that you're about to see that, whoa, LJ, oh, you need to check that out again, you missed the point. Tell me I missed the point, that's cool, and we'll go back to it. First, I was kind of surprised I didn't dig this. This is Kitty Wells, Sincerely, from 1972. You know what, to be honest with you, I just thought it was sleepy, and it did nothing for me. I could not get into it. So that was one. I'm not going to bash it. If it's somebody else's deal, that's great. It just didn't do anything for me. Could have been the day. Who knows? Here's Don Williams, Expressions. You know, again, I thought by the cover, I was going to find me a Texas cowboy. I was going to dig it. This is from 1979. That's kind of pushing it. Usually I won't pick anything up even that late, but especially after it. I did not dig Don Williams' Expressions. Freddie Weller's One Man Show, 1977. Again, same thing, just Nashville pop country of the time. There just wasn't anything authentic enough here for me. And the next two I was a little surprised. I was kind of hopeful on these. First is Dave Dudley's Thanks for All the Miles. And Dave Dudley, kind of the accidental trucker country music. I've talked a lot about Dale Watson and how much I love that. So I kind of thought Dave Dudley was going to be an earlier version of that. And here's Dave Dudley's greatest hit, 6 Days on the Road. And I guess 6 Days on the Road, from what I read, was kind of an accidental truck driving country song hit for Dave. And I guess these albums pretty much follow that theme. There ain't no easy run, gotta travel on, I keep coming back for more, truck driving man. These are the song titles. So, you know, this should be a lot like Dale Watson. And I love, you know, Dale and his stuff, but it just didn't work. First of all, the fidelity on this one is for shit. It sounds terrible. And this one, it just, I don't know, it didn't strike. You know, Dale's stuff is real good old honky-tonk truck driving country, and this just wasn't that. I almost feel like I missed the point, but I just couldn't get it. So that's the handful of stuff that I didn't dig. Oh well, win some, lose some. But here's another handful of stuff I loved. First, I found a gorgeous copy of Tammy Wynette's third album, Stand By Your Man. This is a true heartbreak album. This is why country got the reputation of, you know, you lose everything. And if you play country music backwards, you get your wife back, your family back, your truck back, your job back. And this album is a reason for that, because it's all about a broken family. But you know what? Tammy is a sweetheart of country music, and hot on the heels of finding a gorgeous copy of Divorce, finding that was just awesome. Here's Willie Nelson's The Electric Horseman. Why the hell not? It's a soundtrack. Side 2 is all score music by Dave Grusin, which it's not bad if you've seen the movie. But side 1 is all Willie, and man, his cover of the Allman Brothers' Midnight Rider alone is worth the price of admission. So I thought this was absolutely awesome, and a nice hole to plug in the Willie Nelson collection for $1. I haven't listened to these next two yet. Here's Dolly Parton's Mine. This is a Pickwick compilation, so I'm sure it's not bad. Why I grabbed it is because it's early Dolly stuff, which I do like, and so is this next one, The World of Dolly Parton. It's a 2 LP set, and you know, just by the song titles and by the picture of Dolly on the back, look how young she is. This is early Dolly, so just finishing up with like Porter Wagoner, her work with him, and then before 9 to 5 in the later 70s Dolly disco garbage. Just early Dolly stuff. I can't wait to spin them. I'm sure they're actually really good. The next handful are all one of my favorite country artists ever, and that's Loretta Lynn. Let's see, I did find an upgrade of Loretta's You're Looking at Country. This one had kind of like a blown spine. What I really love about this one, though, is that it's on Loretta's first label, Decca. Now, what's sad is the vinyl on this is actually in really nice shape. But like I just showed you, the covers kind of had it. Now, the upgrade I found is this one. This is just gorgeous. And I truly, truly am doing everything I can to collect all of Loretta's albums because they're just brilliant. I love Loretta Lynn. But this one is a later release after MCA started releasing all her records. I mean, whatever. I have no issue with it. The record is mint. The cover is mint. So great. It's a shame. I like having those Decca labels. They're just absolute classic. And I have some of her earlier ones on Decca that are in pretty nice shape. So there's an upgrade if you're looking at country. There was another upgrade in here. So again, if somebody needs my earlier playing copies, they play fine. I had Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man, Conway and Loretta. Just one of the great country duets. Porter Wagner, Dolly Parton, Tammy, Wynette, George Jones, Loretta Lynn, and earlier Ernest Tubb, but also later with Conway Twitty. And these are awesome. So here's a killer upgrade of Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man. Way back when I filmed my first country video, I needle dropped this record, and I got so many great comments because it's a great song. You know, Loretta is just outstanding on her own. Outstanding just story country songs. Great stories, great voice, sarcasm, heartbreak, wit. It's got it all. But you throw Conway in there with her, and now you have like the male side of things, the male protagonist, so she can kind of go back and forth with him. And it's funny, it's witty, it's just a down-home good time. It is great stuff. I cannot get enough. And she's Kentucky's sweetheart. Here's Love is the Foundation. This showed up. This is just near mint. All I can say about all these is this: they're great Loretta Lynn albums. You know, you can play 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and you know they run like 30, 35 minutes apiece. I've played 5, 6 of them in a row, you know, while just doing stuff, and they all sound great. It sounds like one big long album. I love it. This one I definitely looked for a long time. This is Your Squaws on the Warpath. How cool is that cover? Your Squaws on the Warpath. Man, I couldn't find this one in the wild anywhere. I had to order it online. And I'm really glad I did. It's just awesome. This is actually on Decca. And your squaw is, it's a metaphor for your wife. So your wife is pissed off at you. Your squaw's on the warpath. And man, some of the messages she delivers in this to her man who has not been behaving are just unbelievable. This was a fantastic album. I'm so glad I added this one. That was one I had to chase. Here's some more 70s stuff, like 75, like 72 to 75. There's got to be 10 Loretta records. She's just unstoppable. And the Conway stuff came out at that time too. But here's Back to the Country featuring The Pill, which is about birth control. And that's the sense of humor you get on these. They're epic. Here is an earlier one. So this is Loretta Lynn and Ernest Tubb. This is all stuff that came out between like 66 and 69. So early stuff. Loretta actually sounds younger, more naive, if that makes sense, in her lyrics. And Ernest is just fantastic. And there's a great write-up inside about his backstory and how he met her. That was really, really good. Real classic country. Here was another. Every time I think I have every Conway Loretta album, I find a new one. So now I have like 6. This is Country Partners, and it's excellent. It starts with a song with, you know, Loretta and Conway on the phone. She's all done with them, letting him know. It's just fantastic. Country Bumpkin. I said, Hello, Country Bumpkin is on this. What a great album. All right, the next artist. This is my first 2 by her. I was stoked. I couldn't believe I found them. This is, a lot of people will call her the queen of rockabilly. Here's Wanda Jackson's Right or Wrong. This was a really, really good album. It's, this is the one that has a sentimental side and a rockin' side. And even the sentimental side, I was expecting sleepers. And then the rockin' side just lets go. Man, this was so good. And in the same bin, I found Blues in My Heart, Wanda Jackson. So more country, rockabilly, but more with a blues tinge. These 2 albums kicked my country ass. They were fantastic. Leave me a comment if you know there's some other great Wanda Jackson albums to look for. And I know the girl just kept going and going and going and going and going. I'll never own her whole catalog. Very difficult to find in the wild, but at least in this part of the country. You know, Right or Wrong and Blues in My Heart, those were fantastic. And there's 2 more left here. The first is Tanya Tucker's Greatest Hits, Tanya Tucker's Greatest Hits. This is just, Tanya is such a little sarcastic smartass. It's just a great album. full of country attitude. You know, like Dolly Parton, I know she became a parody of herself later, and I won't even touch her later records from the late 70s, early 80s. But way back in the early days, and this is from 75, so everything from 72 through then. Like Dolly, legit, good stuff. And last is another Johnny Cash. This is Johnny and the Tennessee 2 Original Golden Greats Volume 2. I think I have Volume 3. This is on the Sun label that everybody loves. And if there's any used record dealers watching this, just because you see the Sun label doesn't mean it's a $50 record. Because this is a $1 record. Johnny's original stuff on Sun, sure, okay, I get it. But I'll see this in Greatest Hits Volume 3 and 1 up on the shelf with like a big, it says Johnny on Sun, 50 bucks, exclamation point. And get real, no chance. The label is cool, but it's a $1 compilation. But it's really good stuff. It's early Johnny with the Tennessee 2, which became the Tennessee 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just a good early comp. It sounds great. There's a ton of Johnny out there, and that's good early Johnny. And that is my first vinyl update for 2014. I hope you dug it. Feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks to all the new subscribers, and thanks to everybody that's been hanging on to my coattails for 3 years. Couldn't and wouldn't do it without you guys. Take care. Next up is a rock update. Later, y'all.